All right, well, welcome to lesson number 3, begin with the end in mind. I hope that you're enjoying this training. I love this. I think that the Forbes Factory Handbook is essential for anyone who's doing business. So far, we're working on mastering the Grubhub principle, getting what you want. Number 2, the art of the introduction so that you can connect with people. Number 3 is really important. Begin with the end in mind. Where does that come from? Well, my dad was a magician. I grew up doing magic tricks. Magicians always know how a trick ends. In fact, in the movie, Now You See Me, I think Jesse Eisenberg says, a magician is always the smartest person in the room. Well, not necessarily smartest, but let's just say most calculated. Especially if I used to do walk around, do hand magic, close-up magic. I had things stuffed everywhere. I knew where the cards and the coins and all the things were. So while I'm talking to you, you think I'm just talking to you. I know in a minute I'm going to do something and something's going to come flying out and you're going to go, wow, how did that happen? Well, because I planned it. That's what begin with the end in mind means. One of my favorite stories growing up with my dad was walking in the forest one day, and he saw trees with bullseye and arrows with dead center. I don't know if you ever fired a bow and arrow, but it's really hard to get it right in the center. And not just once, but there was another tree, bullseye arrow, another tree, bullseye arrow, another tree, bullseye. I was like, wow, this marksman is remarkable. And then, of course, then he saw this guy with a bunch of arrows and quills, and he said, did you do all this? And the guy said, well, of course that I did. He said, well, can you tell me the secret? Okay, it's actually quite simple. You fire the arrow first, and then you draw the bullseye. But I'm like, do you get it? Yeah, if you know how it's going to end, you can go right towards it. You know, we used to talk about people, especially entrepreneurs, who just have no idea where they're going. Oh, I'm just working on a new project. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and all kind of scattered. It's like saying to me, I'm in Los Angeles today, and I want to go to New York. Great. You have a map? No, I'm just going to drive. You're just going to drive? How will you know how do you have any idea to get there? See, if you planned it, you can actually plan to take 3 different routes. You can go the northern route, southern route, or you can go back around through China all the way around. There's all ways to get there if you have a plan, if you understand where you're going to end up. So when you start a project, you start a conversation, imagine you know how it's going to end. Now, this plagued me for a very long time. I would take all these meetings, and sometimes I would forget to do this. And so the meeting would be great, we'd leave, we'd shake hands, and nothing would happen. So I wasted a whole lot of my time and their time because we had no idea how it would end. But if you backtrack, and now I do this all the time, I'm going into a meeting. I would like us to sign the contract and have a deal for X, Y, and Z. Oh, that's a good end. Or I want to do whatever it happens to be. I want to hire somebody or fire somebody. I know before I walk into the room. And I will tell you a little bit of visualization. That really does help. I used to work for Club Med, and I used to be flying trapeze. I know, did you just go, wait, what did you say? I have a very creative life. I gotta tell you, you want to live your life to the fullest as often as you can. So anyway, that involved climbing up a very small little ladder, about 40 feet in the air, holding onto a thing and flipping and being caught by somebody else. And I will tell you, I must have in my head seen that 100 times. I knew exactly how it was going to end. So that when I finally got to do it, not only did my muscle and my brain go, we already know how to do this, even though it really didn't. Funny what the mind can do. We went through the motions, and bam, I would get caught every time. And that was a lot of how I thought about beginning with the end in mind. Now, it's important, though, that you really spend some time going, let me chunk this down. Let me really imagine how I'm going to make this happen. So a couple of things. When you started this training, what did you want? Did you want to go, oh, I want to master the principles that make Forbes writing successful, things that you teach is good. Let me ask you on lesson 3, did you practice lesson 1 and 2? See, I went into creating this course knowing that if you follow the principles that I talk about, read the book, listen to the videos, and practice, that you will be on a whole new path to discover things, 1, that you may not have focused on, and 2, you're going to get what you want. Oh, wait, what is it you wanted? Right, you wanted money, you wanted fame, you wanted recognition, you want your product out to the world, you want to leave a legacy. I know what you want. That's why I designed this. So really think about beginning with the end in mind as often as you can, because guess what? If you do it properly, you'll actually end up getting it. No, pretty cool concept, isn't it? All right, I'll see you in the next lesson.